When he became a warrior candidate, everyone was certain that he would get to inherit one of the 9 titans. However, there were 8 candidates and Marley only had 7 titans to give. Reiner, Bertholdt's best friend, and Porco, one of the other candidates, were rivals. When Porco told Reiner that he wasn't going to get to become a titan, Bertholdt comforted his friend by saying these words. Even as kids, Reiner and Bertholdt were a great team. All fans remember the moment the Titans got into Shiganshina. It's what made most of them invested in the series to begin with. As the Colossal Titan appeared out of nowhere and broke into humanity's remaining territory, nobody ever thought that this threat would become one of the most interesting characters. When learning about Bertholdt's past, they found out that he wasn't sure if he'd be able to fulfill his mission. But he did, causing Ren, Armin, and Mikasa's story to begin. When Ren and Armin started their training as members of the 104th Cadet Corps, they got to meet some of their comrades. They talked to Reiner and Berthold about where they were from. Instead of telling them the truth, which they obviously couldn't, Berthold told them that they were from another part of Paradis that didn't know the Titans broke through the wall until they came face to face with them. After discovering that Ymir was the Jaw Titan, Reiner and Berthold decided to bring her back to Marley. However, Ymir had one condition. They had to bring Historia as well. By bringing her with them, they risked fighting the Survey Corps. Knowing that what she wanted wasn't fair to Historia, Ymir decided to let her go. While she was making up her mind, Berthold said these words. He was relieved knowing that Ymir would still join them so that Marley could take the Jaw Titan back. Ever since Ymir ate Marcel, Reiner's personality and mentality were split in half. Part of him became the leader that Marcel was, believing that it was his fault that his comrade died. This resulted in him being confused in who he really was, a warrior that fought for Marley or a soldier who defended Eldia. Berthold had to remind him many times who he really was. The greatest plot twist in the series was when Reiner and Berthold revealed themselves to be the Armored and Colossal Titans. Nobody expected it while there were so many signs as to who they truly were. Their reveal also started giving fans information about Marley before they even knew that it existed. When Reiner was ready to fight the Survey Corps, Berthold made sure that it was really time. Despite what readers believed for a very long time, the story that Berthold told Ren and Armin about why he decided to join the military wasn't one that he made up. He heard the story from a man he met after breaking into Shiganshina and decided that it would be a good story to tell everyone since the man had committed suicide. When he was in the 104th Cadet Corps, he slept in very strange positions that his comrades enjoyed watching him in. They would guess the weather based on how he slept, but nobody guessed what he was actually dreaming about. During the Battle of Trust District, Berthold and Reiner had a private conversation that nobody was supposed to hear. However, Marco realized that they were the Colossal and Armored Titans. The warriors didn't think that they had any choice but to kill him. Wanting her to prove her loyalty, Reiner had Annie help him feed Marco to Titan. Though they were responsible for his death, they didn't want him to die and cried as they witnessed it. Berthold, along with the other warriors, never wanted to hurt his friends. He heard his entire life that the people of Paradis were devils and that he would bring honor to Marley by killing them. When he got there, he was shocked to find out that they were just like him, and couldn't help but want to be friends with them. When they finally caught up to him after his big reveal, they had an emotional conversation, reminiscing about the years they spent together and questioning why he betrayed them. Knowing that he had to be on Marley's side, this was all that he could say. Berthold went through a lot in the series. Ever since they arrived at Paradis, he always put his faith in Reiner and didn't usually speak unless he needed to. When Reiner told him that he would have to do things for himself when they separated in their battle against the Survey Corps, Berthold finally found his own voice. Wanting to end the war between Marley and Eldia, Berthold said these words to his former comrades before fighting them. However, he didn't know that it would be his last fight as Armin outsmarted him and took the Colossal Titan for himself.